Hello, my name's Nancy and my socks are fancy. This is Board Deck and Dice, and today we're looking at a card game called Game of Trains from Brain Games of Ice Cool fame. This game is a game about getting your train in order. So we see that each player will start with a engine and 7 cards where the numbers are out of order, and the idea is to get from lowest to highest your train in order first. And you have various ways of doing that. On your go you can either draw a card and replace one of your cards. So I could draw this one and say I've got 72, so I'll maybe get rid of the 72 because it's so high and swap for that one. And then the 72 discards go to the middle there. Or you can take one of the cards in the middle and, ignoring everything else on it, just use the icon on the top for its power. So let's say, for example, that I had 4 down here and I didn't think I was going to get another 4. I can take the one with the padlock on to lock that in place. So now that cannot be affected, it cannot be moved by anything. There is a power here that makes everyone discard the end engine, the end carriage, so that would not affect me in that case. So that's handy, that locks that in place and removes one from the middle. I might choose this one, which lets me move a card 2 to the left. There's ones that let you move 2 to the right, swap ones around a number. So that wouldn't help me here. But for example, I could do, where are we? I could swap 50 and 47, so at least they're better off, and then attempt to move 54 later or swap it with one I draw. And that is really the game. On your go you choose to draw and swap, or to use a power from the cards in the middle. These ones with the red X's on always affect everyone's train, so however many people playing, you can kind of mess them up a bit by using that to make everyone discard their middle card. The artwork is very nice. Each train has different things on it, it seems. There are some duplications, but they've gone to the effort of making the trains look, the carriages look very different, and it's a game that looks nice. When a player gets their train in order through various means, sorry I just hit you, they win the game. That is Game of Trains. Game of Trains is a game that I thought I'd be able to play with my son. It would encourage him to do maths, to recognise numbers, to move things around, to plan like that. And it has just been a game that I haven't come back to a lot. There are other card games that I'd rather play that take the same amount of time. It's only a very short game. And it's just one that is a good game. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with it, but it just isn't one I go to very often at all. In terms of intimidation factor, mostly light. I think the icons and the fact that the shared cards, the cards do 2 different things, the numbers and the carriage or the power, that's been the biggest hump for people to get over playing it. So they'll go, so I'll take this and put this here because it's 11, and I'm going, no. If you take it from the middle, you use the power on the top. If you draw it blind from the top as a risk, that's when you can swap it for one of your carriages. So that takes a surprising amount of time for people to get through their heads. And I don't really know, unless they kind of drew a line and made it a bit separate, I don't know if there's an easy way to get around that. But for whatever reason, despite it looking like a great game, the rules are clear, there's fun to be had when you're playing, especially when everyone gets it, but for whatever reason it just hasn't stood out among my other games. But if you like that style of quick, easy to play games that look great on the table, that a person can just hear how to play and they can play it straight away, with just the one rule that is a hump to get over of using those powers instead of the numbers, then you might have enjoyment here. In my collection there's just not a place for it anymore. So that is Game of Trains. You've been watching Board Deck and Dice. Thanks very much, and I will see you next time.